We are starting our afternoon with another panel discussion titled Boards of Directors and CEOs are mandating cybersecurity priority. Please join me to welcome on stage our esteemed panelists, starting with our moderator, Ms. Ruba Darwish, BMB Country Manager. Ms. Ruba is a regional business leader who is a firm believer in technology with a strong commercial and operational success in driving aggressive customer-centric organizations and business strategies. As for our panelists, please join me to welcome His Excellency Engineer Amjad Al Sadeq, Regional Managing Director of Network International. And His Excellency Engineer Omar Ayesh, CEO of Electronic Health Solutions. And last but not least, Her Excellency Mrs. Tarawneh, CEO of Securities Depository Center. And I will be leaving the floor for Ms. Ruba to introduce, or for the panelists to introduce themselves.
So welcome everyone again, and welcome to our guests who joined us from across the country. Actually, it's great to have you with us and share your experience, your knowledge. We truly believe in cybersecurity. It's only possible with collaboration, with sharing information and sharing experiences. If we talk about cybersecurity, to be honest, I believe cybersecurity is life. It's a big integral part of everything we do, from our mobiles to our work, to our families, to everything we do. We are completely connected. The globe is connected, and so are we. And if we talk about that, we know why it's called .cyber. It's a .cyber summit because it's like a .com. Cybersecurity is in everything. It is in each and every industry. It's in each and every vertical. Maher just mentioned the magnitude of what would happen if there's an attack on a nation. It's huge. It's humongous. Healthcare, financial institutions, everything we deal with, governments, electricity. So sharing this information, collaborating together is the only way forward. If we look at cybersecurity, we realize it created a new economy. It created a new revenue for attackers and hackers, because it's very easy for them to sit behind a laptop and actually target a vertical, target a country, target a customer. It's much easier. So if we look at it, it impacts everything, our economies, our health, our life, our kids. So awareness, understanding the impact, looking at risk quantification, understanding the amount of risk in a financial perspective. This gives us perspective. And I'm so happy to have here my panelists who each have a completely different and long experience in their field. So I will start with Sarah, if you allow me to allow the ladies to start first. I'm a big advocate of ladies in general and in the industry in particular. To introduce yourself.
Thank you, Ruba. Thank you, everyone. I would like to thank the National Center for Cybersecurity for this, for hosting this event, as well as Intaj as well. And of course, our esteemed audience. My name is Sarah Tarawneh. I am the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer for the Securities Depository Center, which is basically the CSD in Jordan, one of the financial market institutions that works within the capital market of Jordan. And talking about vital and crucial businesses and organizations, I have to say that. And someone earlier today and this morning, I believe within the keynote speakers, he mentioned the importance of cybersecurity when it comes to capital markets. Well, at the SDC, allow me to just give an idea. We are the depository for the Jordanian capital market. When I say depository, I mean holding the registers and the records for all ownership in equities, in bonds, in treasury bills, all issued securities in the Jordanian capital market. And this registers we keep, of course, via electronic records, and that stresses out the importance of the technology in our day-to-day business. as well as operating as a depository and the registrar for all issued shares. We run the day-to-day clearing and settlement operations. And when I say clearing and settlement, I'm talking about financial, day-to-day related settlement for all trades that occurs on the exchange. So in the environment I work in, we rely pretty much on technology. The system that we operate at the SDC is pretty much linked to all market participants. And when I'm talking about, when I say market participants, all public shareholding companies, all financial service companies, brokers, custodians, even entities like the Central Bank of Jordan. We perform day-to-day payment system through RTGS, SWIFT, as well as, of course, regulatory authorities like the Jordan Securities Commission and the exchange, which is basically the trading platform, which is the bourse. So the exchange, the Amman Stock Exchange, this is where the place where all trading occurs. On daily basis, we receive the files, the trading files from the exchange, and we kind of manage those files electronically to hold the positions of the buyers and the sellers and execute the payments accordingly. So the reason why I mentioned this, I wanted to just elaborate on the importance of technology within our organization as a financial one, as one vital financial organization within the capital market. So this is where we found out, and I'm going to talk about that later within the discussions, the importance of cybersecurity framework to be established within an institution like us.
Definitely.
Thank you, Ruba.
The more exposed, the more it's risky. Omar, I think you need to, yeah.
Thank you, Ruba, very much for your time, and thank you, Intaj. Thank you, the National Cybersecurity, for allowing us to share our experience in this important matter. My name is Omar Ayesh. I'm the CEO for Electronic Health Solutions, or what we're known with is Hakim, our main program. Hakim was launched in 2008 under the patronage of His Majesty the King to take the lead in the digital transformation program for the healthcare system of Jordan. We're a non-for-profit organizations. We are owned by the healthcare and the technology organizations and institutions of the country. We started our digital transformation program with our first program, Hakim, together with our partners. Main partners are MOH, Royal Medical Services, and of course Moody. We work closely with them. Today we have the biggest, maybe the biggest IT setup in Jordan, with over 25,000 service points distributed all over Jordan. Many of our customers, well, our main customers are Ministry of Health and MOH and the Cancer Center, where we have almost, today we have 222 operational sites. And at the same time, our teams are working as we speak on new 76 sites all over Jordan. So it is the biggest IT setup in Jordan. We continuously suffer from cyber attacks, and but alhamdulillah, we are very well prepared for that, working together with different organizations such as the National Cybersecurity Center and other security agencies in the country.
Thank you. Amjad.
Thank you, Ruba. And I would like, before I start, I would like to thank National Cybersecurity Center for this great event, and I hope the coming years we will build up on this important event and come back with some kind of, white papers to see what is the outcome, the most important outcome of this topic. And this is my advice maybe to the organizers. And I would like also to thank the great team of Intaj which is proudly I will be part of Intaj journey for the coming 2 years, and I hope we'll be able to participate in some important changes in the country, capitalizing on the great achievement that has been done by the team. So my name is Amjad Al Sadeq. I am the CEO of Network International Jordan and Levant region. I want to give you just small briefing about Network. We born in Jordan in 1991. I joined the company in 1992. So always my board of directors consider me as one of the founders of the organizations. We started at the early days where before the revolution of the internet and the revolution of the whole technology that we are living today. I will give you some milestones about the company, because it is very proud to have Jordanian company was built by Jordanian talents and the skills to reach to this level of revolution and reach to this level of scalability across the region. We have participated in building the largest point of sale and retail solutions across the kingdom. In 1996, we have built the national ATM switch in the country, and we have connected every single bank in the country with all payment schemes such as Visa, MasterCard, and other payment schemes. We've been through different acquisitions, and we will talk about that. We have built the largest and the state-of-art personalization center, and we have built the largest e-commerce gateway. We are today part of Network International Group that is having more than 50 country touch points, and we are regulated in more than 15 central banks in the region. We are the largest payment processor. So if you have a transaction done online through your Visa card or MasterCard or any payment scheme through the alternative payment methods, most probably your transaction will be processed through our network. Now, capitalizing on all of this history, I was speaking with Ruba before during the break, and I was telling her cybersecurity becomes part of our DNA more than 15 years ago. Why is that? I understand today the importance of the cybersecurity. I understand that everybody is talking about cybersecurity, and we have here the speakers like before in the other sessions, and we have noticed how cybersecurity becomes today the most important topics because of the things that has been mentioned by different speakers about the importance. Everybody is connected today, as Ruba said, and other speakers. We are all exposed. For this reason, cybersecurity is not luxury anymore, and we took this decision more than 15 years ago, and we have adopted level of security because we are also internationally regulated. So we have adopted the international cybersecurity standard related to our payment domain. We are specialized in payment industry and financial inclusion industry. For this reason, we are very much secured. I will stop here to give a space for the answers, but it was, I was honored to be on this important panel, and I hope we'll add some value to this discussion. Thank you very much, Ruba.
Thank you. I'm sure you will add. We're talking about the most critical sectors here. So, Sarah, allow me to start with you, my first question. Yes. If we look at our lives 5 years ago and compare it to how we are all living today, we realize the massive change we have undergone, especially with COVID and what we've all witnessed, what COVID has done to the globe. So organizations realize the impact of cyber attacks and the gap in their security infrastructure when we're all asked to go home. As the CEO of SDC, how are you able to deal with these new challenges? And does it keep you awake at night?
Well, this is a very interesting question. I thank you. And I will leave that last part for my last statement. Well, honestly, looking at the way we used to live 5 years ago, and 5 years is not pretty much, but you do realize that there's a tremendous change and even a behavioral shift in our lives. And when I say our lives, I include also the social one, in addition to our day-to-day businesses and operations. Definitely things have changed. And along came with those 2 or 3 years of COVID where we were forced to move forward in adopting new technology and being able to work remotely and online with an environment that was for us new, yet again risky. At the same time, just to understand that with these challenges comes opportunities. So we need to understand that although COVID did pose certain threats to us as organizations, it also imposed the realization that we need to strengthen our framework, our IT infrastructure, and all our critical assets. And as a starting point, when we started to realize this at the SDC, I would recommend a first step to move forward would be, and would be really beneficial, that is assessment and evaluation. Any organization should start assessing its vulnerabilities, as many speakers previously did mention. Assessing your vulnerabilities and realizing the gaps in your infrastructure is really important and crucial to ask the questions that needs to be asked. Where am I as an organization exposed, where basically critical assets are at stake? And to what extent is the impact important? You need also to evaluate your current security measures to understand, or basically evaluate whether they work or not. Are they sufficient enough or not? What are you jeopardizing at stake? So, and we're talking, when we talk about risks and what is at stake, we need to calculate not only the financial risk. Well, coming from a public utility institution background, the importance of the reputational risk can be really crucial, because we're talking about a national security entity. Well, at the depository, at the CSD of Jordan, we realized the importance of maintaining the assets, because this is what we do. We run the registers, we are the holders, the safekeepers of ownership records. This indicates the high importance we need to look, or to basically understand when it comes to maintaining those assets at all times. Because the depository in any capital market is considered the door for all investments. And when I say investments, we hold the registers of all the investors, whether international or regional or local. And this poses a very big responsibility over our shoulders. And taking this into consideration, we started a long time ago, about more than a decade, building our data centers. So we have currently 3 data centers. We realized the importance of having DR plans, business resumption plans, building an active solution, another one to be in place, because we need to maintain all data related to the registers and historical data as well. Retrieving the information at any point of time was something that priceless for us as an entity. Yet again, we realized the importance of investing further in cybersecurity, because along with the new technology and advancement that the COVID, for example, pressed, we need to focus furthermore on investing in cybersecurity and realizing the threats that we have. Building a cybersecurity culture within the organization was something also not to be underestimated, because as many speakers did mention, realizing the importance of what any user could impose as a threat within his day-to-day business and operations is really crucial, especially when it's completely technology-based. Well, going back to that question about sleeping well at night, well, I believe no one can reach to a situation where you are 100% sure or in your comfort zone and in full relief that you're completely guarded. No, something can take you off guard, but it's it comes with those. It's kind of like a medication. Whether you're willing to undergo certain sometimes annoying measures and sometimes even costly measures, just to help you at least to get some sleep at night. Because when you realize the responsibility and what is basically at stake, it's not something easy to just say, I took those measures and that's it. It's about how you adopt it and how to continuously look at it.
Yes. So I'm going to jump to Amjad. And it's great really to have leaders in your positions that actually consider cybersecurity at such a level. So cybersecurity and zero trust frameworks are built on 3 main pillars: process, people, and technology. I personally believe that people have always and will always be our greatest asset, yet They're our weakest link. So as the CEO of NI, and one of the leading fintech companies in the region, what measures did you take to build your people's cybersecurity skill set?
Thanks, Ruba, for this important question, which put the lights on an actual use case. We have lived in it in Jordan and in the whole region. Being a company that offers, financial services, it's cybersecurity or everything around that, including the risk associated. For us, it becomes, the tolerance is zero. Why? Because it's all about trust. And not only because we are regulated by the local regulators or the international regulators, but also this is a core to our core business. Otherwise, if you lose trust, you will lose the whole ecosystem. And we are part of the local, regional, and the global system. Having said so, I understand the importance of a human capital, which is vital. And I would like to thank, because my team of the information security are here and attending this event, I would like to use this opportunity to thank our engineers and our InfoSec team who is attending this important event to learn where the global are heading. But as I said in my first beginning, we as network, we started this like maybe more than 15 years ago. Capitalizing on this, we have invested a lot in the process and in the technology. And without people, you will never build these two pillars without the right skills. And our engineer here, our InfoSec engineer here is also, he knows how much we are investing in cybersecurity. And without a human, I don't think that you are investing in anything. And the investment is not only about certificates. Certificate is something great, it's something amazing that you need to build those certificates, but certificates with the right use cases that you need to implement, and you need to be aware of the international alerts as one of the speakers already have mentioned now in a while, and how much important that you need to be aware of the global things. So without having the right people with the right skills, not only the certificates, again, excuse me, with the right qualifications, but the right practices that they are doing across all your network in order to protect the organization. So again, but I want to use this also opportunity to answer this question, Ruba, that your investment in the cybersecurity in terms of process, technology, and human, it is not OpEx. It is a huge investment part that you are going to drive the business further, and without this level of skills and talents that is qualified, okay, in order to make your organization well protected. With all proud when the central bank, because we are also being regulated by Central Bank of Jordan in 2019, and we've been regulated by the international scheme more than 30 years as we speak. So we have built the maturity of the team. It's not only the team of the InfoSec, because this is very much important part, because each one in the organization is the first line defense of any potential vulnerability. As also it was mentioned by one of the speakers, any guest coming from outside with his laptop and they just hook to your network, and that's it, you are done. If their laptop was having a virus, or they have the right vulnerability things. So again, it's every single corner of the organization, and for this reason, one of the things that we are doing in the organization is the training. And this training, you must pass the assessment at the end of the training to ensure that you fully understand the requirements of the information security, and this is being assessed by our InfoSec on the local level and on the group level to ensure that the level of maturity and understanding of the whole organization ecosystem from top-down approach, nobody is excluded. Nobody is excluded. The group CEO, board of directors, everybody in the organization has to go through this level of awareness and you cannot bypass unless you pass the full assessment. So human is tremendous, important for the organization to grow, and I think it's one of the assets. If you want to evaluate the asset that you have in terms of money or technology or any assets, I think the human capital assets that we are building, because we are specialized in payments, so we are building very strong verticals, and one of those most important verticals is the cybersecurity team.
Thank you. Most of the attacks that we know of are due to a human weakness or someone being manipulated by the hacker. Omar, going back to you, our healthcare is in your hands. So as the organization behind the digital transformation of healthcare in Jordan, what were the top 3 security concerns that you had to deal with in the past 2 years in particular? How did you cascade the impact of these concerns across the full organization? And as a second part, what are the new services to come? And did you adopt security by design for these new services?
Thank you, Ruba. Thank you very much. I want to start by when we started our project. When we started our project in 2008, we had designed our system to be air-gapped. We thought that we can live alone, we can live in an island without integrating or connecting with other services and other facilities. So we started with an air-gapped setup. But as the time went by, as the technology has improved, we found out that we cannot remain like this. By that, we took several decisions after we saw and we are seeing what is going on around the world. As you probably know, almost 30% of the total attacks worldwide are hitting the healthcare, hitting hospitals and healthcare facilities. The cyber attacks that took place, for instance, one of the major ones was in the UK when NHS were attacked in August 2017, and at that time the loss was estimated at around $100 million, that one single attack at NHS. If you look back at August of this year, there were a cyber attack in a California-based healthcare provider, but the impact went beyond California. The impact reached Rhode Island, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, where emergency services were forced to be shut down. So this is a huge impact that we cannot ignore. So we are worrying about data breaches. It could be internal, it could be external. Definitely 80% of that worldwide is external, but 20% might come from inside. So we were prepared for that. Of course, ransomware attacks, we should take it into account, or we did take it into account. Today, we built our setup with using new technologies. We're using recent technologies. We have a fully equipped SOC system. We have a PAM system. We have an XDR. We have a next generation firewalls. And we're using WAF technologies. At the same time, I want to just make people rest in Jordan. We are an ISO 27001 certified company. So we follow standards. Our solutions are HIPAA compliant. And at the same time, we have an ISO 22301 certification for our business continuity. So we have done whatever we can to try to protect the Jordanian healthcare system. And we do this through several steps. One of the major steps is we continuously do risk assessment. Whenever we add a new service, whenever we add a new site, which we do frequently. As I mentioned earlier, our teams are working in 76 sites at the moment. So every week we have a new site. So we do continuously risk assessment and vulnerability testing. We try to mitigate whatever that might come from that. At the same time, we train our team to be aware of the risk of cyber, and at the same time, we try to train the end users, the at hospitals, doctors, nurses, lab technicians, X-ray technicians on the cyber attack. We try to enforce some regulations and some rules where we don't allow external devices to be connected just like this. it has to run through our cybersecurity team to make sure that it is safe. We don't allow others to connect to from outside to connect to our network unless it is monitored. We take some sort of procedures that we already adapt in our organization. So it is not easy. You cannot just go and get your device connected to our network and just like this. So it has to go through internal procedure and protocol. At the same time, we do have a 24-hour, 365 days monitoring. Our team is monitoring our network. Our network is spread all over the country. At the same time, we keep our leadership, our boards aware and updated with any new development and with any new, because we try to get their support, especially when we need budget for what we do for cybersecurity.
For sure. The board has to always be engaged. So this is a question to all. In few words, if you can. Let me know what you think of the following. So we live in a world where we have a technology-based living, metaverse, AI, blockchain, robots everywhere. So how do you foresee cyber risks from deploying and living with such technologies? And how can we balance between a better quality of life that we really want to extend to everyone and the increase of cyber threats that are an outcome of that? So I will start with Amjad now, and then we go back to you, Sarah.
Yeah, this is a trick. Start with No, thank you, Ruba, for the question. You know, I will make it very short because in order to respect the time, because
Yes.
we already consumed the time. So the first point is, we are all connected. That's it. And most of the people are in this hall. Everybody's looking to their phone every 5 minutes or every 1 minute to check their emails or social media application or so forth. Everybody's connected, and we have seen from the initial video that was done in the first of this event that even the kids are connected all the time, and to all the organizations and countries, militaries, everybody. So everybody's connected. So, and this becomes fact, and we cannot live without it. So the level of awareness from A to Z needs to be there. Cyber security starts, but it never ends. That's it. This becomes fact. So you cannot say I'm secure. No way. You need to keep fully updated and fully aware of the global things. If you think you are secure, there is some kind of hackers living somewhere in the world, and they are very smart, and they can easily penetrate your network if you think you are secured without applying the right security measurements. Awareness in terms of training from A to Z. Every single one in the organization needs to be trained. The right qualifications need to be in place. But at the end of the day, also we need to increase the level of maturity and the rationality of understanding the cybersecurity. I don't want to go through everything that has been mentioned during the full day, but we need to be fully aware that security is every single minute update, and it was mentioned also by the speakers. If you are connected to one of those global alerts, you receive email every minute talking about new vulnerabilities that has been discovered or need to be patched through different platforms. So awareness is very much important, and we need to balance between. We don't want to be totally exposed. We cannot live without connectivity. We need to be connected either through social application if we are individuals, or through the global thing, because we are totally connected and we cannot live without being there. But my advice to the organization, the investment in cybersecurity is not luxury. It's not an option. We need to invest in the right people, but at the same time, we need to do a balance. We cannot keep exposing ourselves as individuals also, and we cannot compromise our own privacy in order to enjoy things the way how some people are doing it without the right balancing and so forth. Despite the fact, I know some expert in cybersecurity recently being hacked. So she was extremely, she is really qualified, and her phone was exposed, and it was hacked like 1 week ago. So you are not safe. So please just be alerted always and try to be safe. Don't click on anything. Don't, before you go to any application, try to check the reviews to ensure things that are right. Don't listen to any fake emails. Try to understand things. This is regardless if you have $1 million behind this email. Don't listen to it. All are fakes, and they all are trying to hack your privacy. I will stop here because it is very rich topic. Thank you.
Thank you. Omar?
Thank you for the question. In healthcare, we cannot stay away from new technologies, metaverse, AI, machine learning, and so on, even cloud. Maybe I think the number is 73% of healthcare organizations are moving the cloud. So you cannot be immune or you cannot stay away from technologies. So what you do, when we started our AI program, we designed it in a way that we don't do any, we don't introduce any new technologies directly to our production environment. What we do is we have a replica, almost a real-time replica, almost real-time, not real-time, and we do all our, adding all our new technologies on that replica. So if anything happened, it would not affect our production environment because we are in charge of, or we are managing the data of Jordan, and it's the healthcare of data of Jordan. It's a huge that we cannot risk by any means. At the same time, we continuously look at robust cybersecurity measures. We strictly look at regulations and standards. We comply with that. We don't just buy any new technology or acquire any new technology without analyzing, without studying the impact of that. And we do almost balance the risk with the benefits that we can get from using these technologies. We are prepared. We are trying to be prepared. We keep on monitoring what we do. We keep on monitoring all of our activities 24/7. So just to make sure that even introducing new technologies would not be a great risk on our system. For instance, for cybersecurity training, this is a continuous program that we adopt in our organizations just to make sure that everyone around us is cybersecurity knowledgeable, at least, to make sure that they know that even some few or small things could affect whatever we are doing.
Thank you. Sarah?
Thank you. Well, not to add pretty much to what Mr. Amjad and Mr. Omar just mentioned. If I wanted to ask your question differently, the same question, I would say, would cybersecurity threats be an obstacle towards development? Would it be a stopper for us to further develop our organizations? Well, simply I would say no, definitely. But that does not mean that we need to keep an eye open on basically striking the balance between the excitement and the swiftness and the options that new developments and new enhancements present currently to the world. This would be on a side. On the other side, we need also to keep our ears to the ground and hold our business assets or our critical business assets in a sound and safe environment at all times. This, again, as the gentleman did mention, requires further adoption to security frameworks, further training, further enhancing our technologies and business assets, as well as training. And maybe I would stress out the statement of promoting, I would say, ethical guidelines. Ethical guidelines are really crucial when it comes to our day-to-day and even our social and business life. Adopting such ethical guidelines and basically also adopting the standards, the regulations, the rules that are enforced within this industry becomes really vital to maintain these assets. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much. We're way over our time, but it was a great chat. I think we can go on forever. Thank you for the audience, and thank you for sharing your experience, your knowledge. And really, it's amazing to see CEOs such as yourselves really understand what cybersecurity is all about and cascading that across your organization. So thank you very much.